Yeah. Oh, okay. So Colorado Springs, how did living there change you?
It was funny because I was just talking with one of our friends that came from San Antonio. We had lunch with him, and he even noticed, he was like, "You guys are different people," and it has
Ooh.
totally changed us. In San Antonio, you can't be outside a lot because it's really really hot. I mean, you could be outside, but it's just hot all the time. So when we came to Colorado, you can really enjoy all the seasons, and so we're way more active. My kids ski a lot now because we're so close to skiing. We snowshoe. That's a lot of fun. And we mountain bike. I don't think I would have ever gotten into mountain biking had we not lived here. So we just enjoy Colorado for everything that it has to offer. I got into high elevation hiking when I came here. Colorado has this thing. So if you ever live in Colorado, nobody else knows what it means, but we have 14ers, and 14ers are mountains that are above 14,000 feet. And there's 58 in the state. And so I was like, okay, by the time, I'm this age, I want to hike all of the 14ers. So I've got 13 under my belt so far, starting to check them off slowly every year. And my kids did their first 14er this year. They climbed Mount Handies when we were down in Durango with me and my husband, which is awesome.
Yeah, that's like about 3 miles up, right?
Yeah. Yep.
So that's 3 miles up and 3 miles back down. So if you do a 14er, it's like 6 miles in a day, and you've definitely got your steps in, if you know what I'm saying.
You start getting short of breath and you're like, why is it harder to breathe? Oh, because the air is thinner.
Am I old, or like what? Am I transcending? What's happening right now?
What's happening? At one point, my son laid over on a rock. He's like, I can't do it anymore.
Yeah, I took my dog with me on my first, and she was just a puppy at the time. She made it almost all the way up before she just kind of rolled over and looked at me like, I'm done, Mom. And I had to pick her up and put her in her little pouch and carry her in my backpack the rest of the way.
Yeah.
All right. So what shocked you about moving to Colorado Springs? I know we don't have a lot more time, so I know you, the housing guru, you have a shocker for us about Colorado Springs. Tell me.
Yes.
Tell me all the deets.
So it is a shock for most people, especially I came from San Antonio to Colorado. The housing prices and cost of living are going to shock you. So it is definitely one of the more expensive areas to live in, and BAH hasn't necessarily kept up with the cost of living in Colorado. So currently there is a list where BAH is being petitioned to be raised in Colorado because the cost of living is so hard. So for a lot of families, it is a shock. The average price point in San Antonio, Texas is about $250, $300. It's growing. When we were living in San Antonio, the average price was $200,000. When we came to Colorado, the average price was $350,000. It is now $457,000 is the average price of a home in Colorado Springs.
I hope you bought when you first got there.
We did, and it was so funny because it was on the higher end of our budget, and my husband was the one that was like, no, I have a feeling that this is really going to be a good, an investment. And I was just so like, I don't know, this is definitely on the higher end of what we wanted to spend. I'm very thankful we did, because I was running the recent comps in our neighborhood, and I was like, holy cow, if we did live in Colorado, we could sell our house and pay cash for a really amazing house in a lower cost area. The pricing has just gotten pretty crazy. The school districts here are awesome. So a lot of people try to buy within a certain school district. The housing prices within those districts tend to be a little higher, so that's a big shock for people. I would say definitely connect. We have agents here in the Colorado Springs area. We're actually starting a team in Colorado. So we're going to have a team that I'm going to be directly working with here in the Colorado Springs area. So Yeah, we want to make sure that military families are getting connected with the resources, because what we want to do is we want to look at your current financial situation, compare it with what the market is doing here in the Springs, and help you guide that decision if it makes sense for you and your family. It might not make sense for every family to buy a home here given the high price, but there are opportunities. And I will say, from a personal standpoint, even though the market is really high here, I'm actually looking at buying investment homes here because there are huge opportunities to cash flow with rental homes, and the rental market is not going anywhere.
It is not. I love how much information you have on this. I swear I could talk to you about it all day. I really can. But you also told me that the job market there is really hot. I heard Amazon recently put in a warehouse.
Yes. So the housing market is great. The job market is also great. So if you're an active duty spouse that is looking for, quick remote positions or positions that you can find in the local area, there are just tons of positions constantly hiring. The Amazon just put in one of their big distribution centers. I'm personally excited for same day Amazon happening very soon for our area. Whoop, whoop, whoop. I know.
Way too excited about same day Amazon.
I know. I hear of the tales of the military spouses that live in Vegas that get same day Amazon. I was like, what is this magic?
Girl, we get it in Jax.
What? Yes, we do not have this here. I'm excited about this.
Not everything, because they don't have everything at every warehouse. But if you're ordering something that's in the warehouse, you can get it within a couple of hours. It's incredible.
I need this in my life. See, I'm very excited about this.
You get spoiled. You get way too spoiled.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm already spoiled. My kids, I'm like, this is not normal for you to want to go onto Amazon. But yeah, the job market's great. The housing market's great. It still makes sense for a lot of military families, in my opinion, to look at off-base options. It might not make sense for every family given that it's a high-priced area, but it is an anchor base. And what do I mean by anchor base? A lot of families come here, they love it, and they want to stay. So there's a lot of people buying their forever homes here. They might buy the home now because the price is going to be lower than if they were to wait, 8 years when they retire, turn it into a rental, and then they come back after they're done serving wherever they go. So we see that happening a lot in this area. But yeah, it's great. We enjoy it. Our intention is to stay here. My husband's retiring in 2023, and we don't have plans of leaving.
Congratulations to him. I know we are out of time on talking about Colorado Springs. Lindsey, anything else you want to share about this duty station before we wrap up this episode?
Oh my gosh, just make your list. Make your bucket list of everything that you want to do. Make sure that it entails all things outside. If you want ideas on trails or things to hike or do or experiences, connect with me. You can always connect with me on social media personally. You can connect with Mill Housing Network at millhousingnetwork.com if you want to get in touch with any of our agents that we currently have in this area, because we are military spouses. We just want to arm you with good information so that you make the best decision possible and enjoy it. It is such a cool area. It's going to be hard pressed to find an area that has everything that we like to do just in this small little area. So yeah, it's a really great area, and we're excited to be here.
Yeah. And what I want to ask you now is, where can everyone reach you?
So go to millhousingnetwork.com, and it's millhousingnetwork.com. We've got a little chat icon in there that you can click on. You can get connected with our Facebook page. Go to our Facebook page. If you're wanting to get connected with local spouses in the Colorado area, we have a Colorado Springs spouse group, and it's called I will mess up the name, but it is Colorado Springs Military Spouse Network. There we go. So search that in Facebook and you can find our spouse group, and that's where you're going to get information from other spouses living in the area. And that's a great resource to get just information about what other spouses are thinking about living here and what they like about the base housing or not base housing. For a lot of people coming to Fort Carson, base housing is hard to get into right now. And so, housing can be an issue. So just get informed and get connected.
Thank you, Lindsey. All right. This has been another incredible installment of the Duty Station Download. Special thanks to our guest, Lindsey Litton, for telling us everything we need to know about Colorado Springs. If you would like to recommend an episode that we cover on the Duty Station Download, email us at podcast@vertforce.us. See you in the next episode.